As one of Ireland's top tourist destinations, Wicklow Jail tells a story of its prisoners through an interactive tour led by some experienced and really passionate actors. Let's go and meet them, and hopefully no ghosts.
Wicklow Jail's been here since 1702. It closed its doors in 1924 as a functioning jail. It was here during the rebellion, during the famine.
And back in those early days, how did people end up in the prison?
People were here for a number of different reasons. Some were legitimate, some were really bad people and deserved to be here. Others not so much. It could have been a child picking berries on somebody's land and got caught and ended up in here. Once they went through those gates, they knew there was a chance they would never come back out through them again, so they named it the Gates of Hell. Also, there was a governor here, and he said the noises, the screams, the smells from the other side of those gates was almost like an entrance into hell itself, and that's also how it got its name.
It's funny because on the outside it actually looks like quite a pretty building. I think that it's the brick that does it, but it's not pretty on the inside.
It's got a lot of sadness, and you can feel that when you're in here. The outside has been touched up a little bit through time, and Wicklow really does its best to keep this looking as authentic and as real as it was.
And what are your favourite stories about the prison?
We have stories of a little girl ghost that likes to go around, and she tags on women's dresses and coats.
What can people expect to see when they come to visit?
We do a daytime tour, which is fantastic. They come in here, they are greeted by the jailer or the matron or maybe a rebel, and they're given a little tour of the jail. They're brought through to certain parts of the jail, told a little bit of the history, and then they're on their own going through. It is very interactive. And then we have a new virtual reality, and that's 4 cells that we have with 5 headsets in. You go into the cell, put the headset on, get thrown back into 1798, and then all the way through to 1923. And then you leave there and do the tour of the jail afterwards. And a lot of people get a kick out of doing that first and then going around the jail and seeing what it was once like. This is the prison yard. And this is where they would get some form of exercise. But as you can see behind me is the tread wheel. And the tread wheel was a form of punishment. It didn't do anything else. It didn't bring up water or grind grain. They were literally put on the tread wheel, works like a modern day tread wheel, rotated 58 times in 1 minute. They were separated from each other, they could not speak to each other, and they could have been on there for 2 hours, sometimes much longer, depending on their punishment. And one of the complaints that we have written down in our archives is that the women were losing weight after doing it. And it's kind of funny when you think today people pay to lose weight in that manner, you know?
I can't leave without a stamp on my passport, please, Colleen.
Of course.